Alright guys, so this is probably like 5 days after. As you guys know, I installed the front wheel spacers, and today I'm going to be installing the rear wheel spacers. They're a little bit bigger, so the fronts were the fronts are actually 10 millimeter thick, and the rears are going to be 15 millimeter thick. So we'll see how that goes. I think they're gonna look pretty good. The reason why I chose different wheel spacers for the back is because to me it just seems like the rear wheels are really tucked in way too much than the front ones. That's why I decided to go with the 15-inch, and plus I needed to get those the special actually spacers, because you want to actually install the spacers that have the they're actually hub centric. You know, I'll show you what I mean soon, but basically, especially like in the rear, if you're putting spacers in the rear, you want to make sure you put the hub centric ones, the ones that actually have a lip, not just the flat spacer, but just the spacer that has actually like a lip that goes around the hub. That's really important actually, you know, so the wheel actually has a place to sit. So that's what we're gonna do today. And yeah, actually a couple of updates. As you can see, I removed that stupid sticker that was over here, which was really annoying. You guys will find out that I actually really hate putting stickers on cars, except of course this one, because I mean, if you're putting stickers on glass, it's not a big deal, but if you're putting it like on body parts, like, you know, bumpers, you know, all that stuff, actually I don't really hate that so much. But if you're putting it on glass, it's a lot easier to clean up. It's not gonna like get scratched or anything or damaged, you know, it's pretty easy to peel off pretty much. But if you're putting it like on body parts and then you start like, you know, scraping it and all that, it's pretty bad. But in this case, with this sticker, I had to use a glue gun, and I had to use like a plastic scraper, but it actually came out pretty good. Didn't really scratch pretty much nothing, so at least I don't have to, you know, look at that thing anymore. Finally. So anyways guys, I'm gonna, you know, start getting ready to work on this car. I'll show you the wheel spacers, and you know, I'll grab some tea with me. You know, it's actually getting pretty cold here in Washington State, Pacific Northwest, so yeah. Anyways guys, I'm gonna get going. Let's get to it. Don't forget to save old school cars. Das Beste oder nichts. All right, jack this up. All right, now I'm gonna take this wheel off. I already loosened the lug bolts. Alright guys, here's how everything is. Everything is good here and there. The wheel spacers, I already kind of pre-installed this one. So these are 15-inch wheel spacers. Okay, and this is the lip I was talking about. Alright, so this is what the wheel sits on. I don't really like using the spacers that actually are flat on both sides. I like when it has this lip right here. These are 15 millimeter wheel spacers, so not too thick. And like I said guys, it's gonna be it's not gonna be a problem. It's gonna be all good. People say it's bad to use wheel spacers, but I think if you're using thin ones, it's gonna be okay. So we'll see how everything goes. And now I have 10 millimeter spacers in the front, so everything was fine there. I didn't have to get any different bolts, lug bolts for it. But on this, Okay, I have some complications. So this is my regular bolt, right? I'll put one in. Now this is all the way, and as you can see, it's too short. Luckily I have 4 long ones. As you can see, that's gonna work, but I'm gonna have to get the rest of these long ones because I can't use these ones, they're too short, be with these spacers, so keep that in mind. Most likely if you're installing spacers, you're gonna need longer bolts. If you're installing 10mm spacers on Mercedes, you're not gonna need new bolts, but if you're doing 15mm spacers, then you're gonna most likely need spacers. I mean lug bolts that are longer. Alright, anyways, I'm still gonna install this wheel. I'm gonna see how the car looks with that, and before doing that, I'm gonna actually lubricate everything here with probably wheel bearing grease, my favorite style. Alright guys, so I'm gonna start getting ready, install this stuff, and see how the car is gonna look with the spacers on. Alright guys, so here I am, installed wheel spacers, lubricated this one, make sure it doesn't get seized up. Alright, position it so it lines up. Alright, now we're gonna try to install our wheel.
1 hour later.
Guys, it's raining pretty bad. I gotta finish this job. Here's my spacer, and these are my new bolts. They should be at least 15mm in length, so I'm gonna be putting those on. And yeah, let's get to it really quick. Put this spacer on. Alright guys, so like I said, it's raining pretty bad, and I already finished it. As you can see, this is how the wheel looks. A little dirty, but I got all 5 lug bolts, and I have my wheel spacers, 15mm. And actually I like the way this thing looks because the wheel is sticking out a little more now, and it's just so amazing. It looks great. I really like it. Before that, the wheel used to be like really like deep in there. Now she's not really sticking out, but she's a lot more out than she used to be, and I really like it. And the same thing on the other side. Same thing on that side. That's it. It's really awesome. So I tightened the lug bolts, and like I said, at least you need if you're running 15mm spacers with these wheels, at least you need you're gonna need like 50mm length of that lug bolt. Otherwise it's going to be too short, and you don't want to have too long of a bolt in the bag because it's going to be hitting the parking brake mechanism. But either way, it's better to get a longer one, and then if anything, you can always trim it you know, file it down if needed. But yeah, that's kind of what I did, and I'm gonna test drive it, you know, see, make sure everything is good. But I really like the way she looks right now.